Hey guys, so I'm back with another album flip. This is the third and final album. Next week I'll have all the loose layouts, which I'm guessing are about 100. No, I don't know. They're a lot. I have like a huge stack like this big. So that's gonna be next week's because they should technically be in albums, but I don't have them. So this is the last actual album flip. So this one has a few less 8.5 by 11s because I've shied away from making them now that I have easier access to 12 by 12 white cardstock, and I have a lot of pattern paper I can use as backgrounds because I figured out a way to get 12 by 12 cardstock, which is why. But anyway, that's irrelevant. So I'm going to start with the first one. This is one. These first couple layouts are a series of pictures from a kind of like a weekend we took in Bafos, which is about 2-hour drive. It's on the other side of the island. We live in the middle, so Bafos is on the one side. The other side is occupied, so we can only go to Bafos to the one side. Anyway, so we went there for my mom's birthday for a couple weeks, so that's why we're gonna see pretty similar pictures. I didn't really need to scrapbook all these pictures. I wouldn't have scrapbooked all of these on different layouts if I were to scrapbook them now, but this was when I didn't have a printer at home, and it's what I had printed in advance. And I had all of these pictures, so I used them a lot, and I would have just picked one or maybe two if I were to scrapbook this weekend now. But anyway, I'm going off track here. So this one, I think I actually had a stash kit that I was working with for this one, and it's just a 8.5 by 11 page. This one over here, I did some kind of mixed media stuff, and then this one was for a challenge in the Mercy Tiara scrapbooking group for that International Scrapbooking Day 2016. And I just really like how this turned out. So we're still in the days where I didn't really do a lot of layering on my layout. So here's another pretty simple one, but I really love this pattern paper. So I obviously love the layout that it is on. Here's another one. I just used a lot of strips of washi tape, and you'll note that all of these photos are 4x6. If you've been watching my channel for the past year or so, you've probably noticed that I tend to do more 4x4 layouts, 4x4 pictures now, as opposed to 4x6. So here's one with like a red background and memorabilia. I also stuck this in. This is Greek, by the way. It is from the tombs. These were the tombs of the king. Well, that's the direct translation. I don't know if that's what they call it in English, really, for tourists and stuff. But it's just, it's an archaeological site with what era was this from? It's from the old city that in Cyprus. It's the tombs, I guess, of the kings of the city of Paphos back in the I don't know history terms in English. I'm sorry, guys. When there was like the rock. Anyway, too much information. But if you're ever in Cyprus and in Paphos, you should check that out because it's protected under UNESCO and stuff. So it's a good site to check out. Then they have a small zoo there, like nothing compared to the zoos I've been in Chicago and stuff. But it had some cool little animals. So like there's this. What is this? It's not a kangaroo, but I think it's similar to a kangaroo with like the baby and the giraffe and just the photo. And again, all of these layouts here were for the International Scrapbooking Day. So this was for a sketch. And then here more. I mean, I do not like this layout whatsoever, and I don't think a tiger needed a whole layout about. I did what I did. And then here, this is kind of like a 2-page spread going on, where on this one I used a picture of the lion, and here I used the ticket from the zoo. And then here's another one of an animal. This one does have a story behind it, which is probably why I just scrapbooked the bird there, because it escaped this cage and stuff. Then here's another one from the zoo. So yeah, and here's an 8.5 by, not 8.5, a 5 layout that kind of matches this one of my sister scrapbooking. She doesn't do that anymore. But a couple of years ago, she used to scrapbook a bit with the scrapbooking kit my grandma got her. So there's that. Then this is like the layout she kind of made that day over there. I really like how the layout looks. So then here's one that I'm not a huge fan of, but anyway. This one's another 8.5 by 11. Well, they're technically A4 if for anyone who lives in Europe, but yeah. Here's another one. See, these are pretty simple for me. This one I remember was one of my favorite layouts when I made it at the time. It's not my, looking back, it's not like my best. I mean, I have made layouts since that I prefer much more, but I just remembering that this was one of my favorite layouts it brings me joy. So it's me and a friend, a teammate from a couple years ago at a swim race. Here's us cooking one night, and then I used a lot of thread. I don't know why, I just felt like I wanted to use thread, or maybe it was for a challenge or something. I don't really know, but the thread didn't have anything to do with this photo. But on this one, I like how it looks a lot better. It's not it's not so messy, and also it's a picture of a store, and this store no longer exists. This is my aunt's store, and she has since like rebranded and stuff, so she still has this clothing store, but not this one. So it's kind of fun to have a picture of it's documented. And then I remember this one was also one of my favorite layouts I made at the time. I think it's just because that's when I started dabbling in watercolor and stuff. You see, it's really plain, and I would never make something like this, but I love the embellishments on here and the paint. So yeah, and here is another one over here. This one is kind of cool. I found this piano piece of paper here, and I like the texture of these. I don't think I use these again. I still have them, but I don't tend to grab for them. And here's a page my sister made for me for my birthday, so I just stuck it in here because it's where it fits chronologically with the photos. Like this was about my birthday during Carnival Parade. So there's that. And then this one, I absolutely adore this layout to this day. I don't know. I think it's the pictures. Maybe it's the pictures. I just love the pictures. And the leaves here and these, I don't know. I just really, really love this layout. This one's not my favorite, but I like the look of it. I think the problem was the photos are kind of weird. Like, there's very dark. But I do like the kind of design and the texture it adds with the inked edges and the backing of the punches and stuff. So I think I should try that again, and like as a sort of, instead of using a cut file, since I'm not capable of cutting a cut file because I don't have a machine at the time. This one I really like as well. I really like this kind of design. I haven't done this sort of thing in a long time. This bow is really cute, so there's that. This one is one of my favorite layouts. I just really like the bold black patterns in the back, and like the paint and like the tissue paper. I don't know, I just really like this, and the cards here and stuff like that. This one was for when we used to do a series on YouTube with me and some other ladies. Challenge or stash, it was this, and we had a challenge each month. I really like that. Maybe I should organize that again. I don't know, we will see. So this was for a sketch, and in the sketch had these triangles, and I basically just painted them on here. And I really like how this turned out as well. This one was fun to make because I had this huge photo. I think this was also for an International Scrapbooking Day challenge for Studio Calico, probably. I'm not even sure. It's really simple. I just have a couple of layers back here and this picture. I just love this picture so much, and the story, so that kind of says it all. This I really like as well, just like the notebook paper on here, all these different layers. If we ignore the fact that I cannot cut straight for my life. I think this was before I had a trimmer. And like this collage background, I really like this. And then this one goes with the page over here, so technically maybe they should be facing each other, but that's okay. I'm not gonna stress too much over it. I also really like this one as well, with like the busy background and stuff. So you see, I've used similar elements on both of these pages, so they kind of match, like the colors match. I have the Maggie Home stuff on here and paper clips, and just I have some, like, I don't know, I just felt like the pages work together really well. And I probably shouldn't be showing that on camera, but that is the boarding pass, and that's my boarding pass from when we went to a swim meet in Greece. And that's my boarding pass, and I also have some what is it called, bus tickets in there that I planned to use somewhere on a page but ended up not using, or didn't use any of them. This layout, I love this so much. I just really like the washi tape and the doilies and the splatter and like these cluster down here. I just think it's gorgeous. I really should do this technique again. I absolutely adore this layout. Then I have a Project Life page over here. I should probably cover a couple of faces. But, yeah, so here I just made a Project Life page with a bunch of photos I had from the trip. So there's us sitting at like the pier. Like we would walk on the boardwalk to the pool, and we would pass by the sea, of course. So, and this is in Thessaloniki, by the way, if I didn't mention that. I don't know. So here's like us going to the airport. Here's us at the pool with a friend, like the plane here, a bus, and here's where I used a couple of the bus tickets. Here's a shot of us all at the airport waiting to go, and I have like some journaling happening. And over here, I have more of the sightseeing aspect. So we had the last day free because our flight, the races finished Saturday or Saturday probably, and then we had Sunday free to kind of explore the city. So we went, so I have some like, we took this bus tour kind of thing. So I have some pictures from that I took out of the window, or actually maybe we actually went to one of these churches. And like the Thessaloniki is famous for its buratsa, which is like a pastry with like a cream inside. I don't know how to explain it. So I really like that shot there. I really love this card. So I have a couple of different things. And then when we were walking to the boardwalk, for example, there was this huge jellyfish, and that's not something I'm gonna make a whole layout about. So that's why I have all of this random stuff kind of stuck on this Project Life spread. Then here is it's another layout I made that with just all these stencils and stuff. And this tells a story about how we went on a hunt to find this buratsa. There was this specific store. We went around the city twice to find that one store, and then it ended up being closed. This is a long story short. I think I have a process video for this, actually. So, yeah. But this photo here flips over, and underneath there's another photo and journaling at the top. But I'm not going to take that out right now. So there's that. And then we're leaving from the Thessaloniki stuff and coming over to this layout. I really like this layout as well. This was using the Atwell collection, and like the flare, I just love flare. And it's just a picture of me and a friend that kind of ziplining at a party. And then this one is quite interesting. This is a sketch. Well, I don't know if you should call it a sketch, but it's something my sister drew, and I saw it and I was like, can I use that for a layout? And she was like, sure. It took a bit of persuading, I think, but I ended up convincing her to let me use it. And I kind of used this for my little sister's dance recital or whatever. She did that for 1 year and didn't like it. She's like me. I didn't like ballet either. My middle sister did ballet for a lot of years until the times didn't work and stuff. So anyway, and this one I don't really like. I do like the photo here with all of these books that I wanted to read. But I don't really like how I executed the layout. I don't really like the layout so much. And then in the back, I have some extra Project Life page protectors that I didn't know where else to store. So they're living in here until they get used. So that is the third and final album. Well, actually, there's the loose layouts next week, which is a much longer video than this one. I think it goes about 25 minutes. So I hope you had a good time going back through memory lane. I certainly did. I love looking back at my albums. So thank you guys so much for watching. Check back in tomorrow for another video. As always, there's a video every day this month, as you may know. So thank you guys so much for watching my album flip and bearing with me through my rants of random things. And thank you again so much for watching. I said that like 5 times, but anyway, and I will see you next time.